do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
You will be turned back. Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez taking on Harris, tweeting, quote, "This is disappointing to see. First, seeking asylum at any U.S. border is a one."
Live from the heart of North Shore Hills and Atlanta, Georgia, hour one of the McMahon Drive-In begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable, and adorable host.
OK。
The senator from Iowa.
Thank you, Madam President. In January of 2020, when reports began to circulate about the coronavirus, I instructed my oversight and investigation staff to get a classified briefing from the Department of Health and Human Services Office of National Security. Around that same time, I publicly said that there were signs that the virus could develop into a worldwide threat. I also noted at that time my concern that China may not be accurately reflecting the scale or scope of the problem, and that China was failing to share information with global health organizations. Unfortunately, my concerns proved to be true. From the beginning, my goal has been to ensure a robust federal response to the threat and to better understand the origins of the virus. Today, as we emerge from the pandemic, the focus has rightly shifted to understanding how the virus originated. We've lost over 500,000 of our fellow Americans, and this body has spent trillions of dollars to support the U.S. economy during the pandemic.
Jackie, sai de cima da sua irmã. Jackie. Meu Deus, sai daí.
Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Thanks.
Oho.
And complacency going back decades. It's a story of
the inability of the Indian state to show up when the Indian people need it the most.
On Saturday, India saw the world's highest ever case tally of over 400,000 infections.
Are we likely to see a peak soon, or are things likely to get worse before they get better?
I don't think from the very beginning we've ever had an accurate picture of the virus in India, and we certainly don't have an accurate picture now.
आज भारत दुनिया के उन देशों में से हैं जो अपने ज्यादा से ज्यादा नागरिकों का जीवन बचाने में सफल रहा है.
This really was the first tragedy that I've ever seen that's played out so close to me on my social media feeds. People in their
Harris met with the president of Mexico today on the second leg of her first official foreign trip. This, as a new report finds, more than 3,800 children were separated from their families under former President Trump's controversial zero-tolerance policy. To this day, more than 2,000 kids remain separated from their families, while just 58 are currently in the process of being reunited. ABC News White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks, she's traveling with the vice president. She's got the latest. Hey, Mary Alice.
Hey guys, the vice president's first stop here in Mexico City was here to the National Palace. She was met with all of that pomp and circumstance that you'd imagine from such a high-profile state visit. Mexican President Lopez Obrador was there to greet her. The two teams sitting side by side as they signed a new memorandum of understanding that was focused on the two governments agreeing to cooperate in economic development work in the Northern Triangle. That was a way of the Biden administration acknowledging that they see Mexico as a real partner and ally in trying to work on alleviating poverty in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador that has led so many people there to flee. The Biden administration wants Mexico to be a partner with them in this work. In the first few months of the Biden administration, we've seen some moves to try to alleviate some of the pressure here in Mexico. Just last week, they formally nixed the so-called Remain in Mexico policy, which had led so many to have to wait here in Mexico while their asylum cases were working their way through the U.S. courts. But still, we know that the vice president came here with a lot of asks. They want the Mexican government to keep helping with security, keep fighting human traffickers. One thing I think is very interesting, we have not seen her team talk at all about the local elections that happened here on the ground in Mexico just this last weekend. Her team saying that she's working on a much longer-term timeline that's bigger than domestic politics. But she'll be taking questions from reporters in just a little bit. Terry, Diane.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking.